Welcome, weirdlings, and if you're new here, welcome. I am Austin, and today we are going to talk about the 27 Club, a term referring to famous individuals, primarily musicians, who died at the age of 27. The concept originated from a group of prominent musicians who died at the age of 27 between 1969 and 1971. The most prominent of these being Brian Jones of the Rolling Stones, Jim Morrison of the Doors, Jimi Hendrix of his Experience, and Janis Joplin. However, the idea of a club did not gain widespread recognition until the death of Kurt Cobain of Nirvana in 1994, and received further attention following the death of singer Amy Winehouse in 2011. These 6 musicians are pretty much the definitive members in air quotes, of the club. Most videos and articles about the 27 Club mention most, if not all of them, and they will be talked about a lot in this video. Surprisingly, this is featured on the Wikipedia Unusual Articles page, with its little blurb or whatever, saying, "A number of prominent musicians have died at this age, though statisticians attribute the club to apophenia, seeing patterns in random data. See also the related white lighter myth," and the term white lighter myth is highlighted blue in the description, as you can see, and it just redirects to the Wikipedia page for the 27 Club, so I will talk about that in this video. Before the rest of the video, I just want to let it be known that I'm not trying to insult or downplay any of the deaths of anybody featured in this video. I'm just talking about the phenomenon that people have noticed. After the deaths of the 6 musicians mentioned earlier, dying at the age of 27 became a reoccurring theme in popular culture, celebrity journalism, and entertainment industry lore. This perceived phenomenon assigns special significance primarily to popular musicians who died at the age of 27, often as a result of substance abuse, homicide, suicide, or a transportation-related accident. That framing gave rise to an urban legend suggesting that celebrity deaths are more common at 27, a claim that has been refuted by statistical research, but we'll get into that later in the video. When Jones, Hendrix, Joplin, and Morrison died, people noticed the coincidence in their ages, but they just saw it as that, a coincidence. And according to Charles R. Cross, a biographer of Jimi Hendrix and Kurt Cobain, the concept of the 27 Club did not enter popular culture until Cobain's death in '94, with him saying, "It wasn't until Kurt Cobain took his own life in 1994 that the idea of the 27 Club arrived in the popular zeitgeist." Cross argues that the notion of the club gained traction in the years afterwards, fueled by the expanding influence of the internet and sensationalized celebrity journalism. He also points to interpretations of a remark made by Cobain's mother, Wendy, which appeared in The Daily World, which is a newspaper from Aberdeen, Washington, where Cobain was from, which was later distributed globally by the Associated Press, with her saying, "Now he's gone and joined that stupid club. I told him not to join that stupid club." At least some journalists at the time interpreted her remarks as alluding to the deaths of Hendrix, Joplin, and Morrison. However, the intended meaning of that stupid club is disputed because, according to the 27's The Greatest Myth of Rock and Roll by Eric Segelstand, two of Kurt's uncles and a great uncle of his had taken their own lives. Other journalists linked her, quote, to the then recent heroin-related deaths of fellow Seattle-based rock musicians Stephanie Sargent of 7-Year Bitch, and Cross dismissed the notion that Cobain intentionally timed his death so he could join the 27 Club by saying that Kurt, quote, had nearly died from drug overdoses on at least 24 occasions in the year before his death, and made several previous suicide attempts at various ages. Kurt himself seemed indifferent to living a long life by saying, "That's really selfish to live to 90 years old unless you have something to offer, like maybe William Burroughs. I definitely don't want to be that old. I feel more bonded with the Jim Morrison type of living on the edge, rock and roll poet in a conservative way." In 2011, Amy Winehouse died at the age of 27, reigniting media interest in the 27 Club. 3 years earlier, Alex Haynes, her personal assistant, told the British press that Amy Winehouse, who was then 25, she was almost 28 when she died, feared she would be joining the 27 Club. He said she reckoned she would join the 27 Club of rock stars who died at that age. She told me, "I have a feeling I'm going to die young." A derivative of the urban legend emerged within smoking and cannabis culture, commonly known as the white lighter myth, or white lighter curse. According to the legend, Hendrix, Joplin, Morrison, Cobain, and other figures associated with the 27 Club died while having a white disposable lighter in their possession, which supposedly linked them to bad luck. In 2017, Snopes debunked the claim, noting that Bic did not begin producing disposable lighters until 1973, which was years after the deaths of Morrison, Joplin, and Hendrix, and that disposable lighters from other manufacturers were not widely available before then. So, as I mentioned earlier, despite the cultural significance attributed to celebrity deaths at the age of 27, the claim that they are statistically more common at that age is an urban legend, refuted by scientific research. A study published by academics in the British Medical Journal in December 2011 found no evidence of an increased risk of death for musicians at the age of 27, noting similarly small rises at the age of 25 and 32. The researchers did observe that young adult musicians have a higher mortality rate than the general public of the same age, concluding that while fame may increase the risk of death among musicians, that risk is not confined to the age of 27. A 2014 article from The Conversation suggested that statistical evidence indicates popular musicians are more likely to die at the age of 56, with a mortality rate of 2.2% compared to 1.3% at the age of 27. The 27 Club appears frequently, both directly and indirectly, in popular culture. It has inspired exhibitions, novels, films, stage plays, songs, video games, and comics. And here are some examples. All of these were featured on Wikipedia, on the 27 Club Wikipedia at some point in time. The title of the Fall Out Boy song 27 is a reference to the club, and the song is about the rock and roll lifestyle. The song Long Live Rock and Roll by Daughtry referenced the club with the lyric,
Forever 27, Jimmy Janice riding Quincy Jones.
Rapper Juice WRLD referenced the club in his 2018 song Legends, saying,
Was a 27 club, we ain't making it past 21.
he would die at the age of 21. Rapper Mac Miller's song Brand Name features the line,
To everyone who sell me drugs, don't mix it with that bullshit. I'm hoping not to join the 27 club.
he would die at the age of 26 from counterfeit oxycodone that was laced with fentanyl. Or fentanyl. Is it fentanyl or fentanyl? And away from music, the 2016 video game Hitman features a mission called Club 27, which involves killing an indie musician on his 27th birthday. Also, that is the gameplay you were watching. I was trying to go for Silent Assassin suit only, but I could only manage Silent Assassin. In the manga Shiori Experience, a central plot involves a demonic ritual that allows a person to contact the spirit of a musician from the 27 Club. In return, the individual must achieve legendary status by their 28th birthday or die. The series features characters haunted by members of the club, including Jimi Hendrix, Kurt Cobain, and Janis Joplin. Since the 27 Club has no official criteria or membership, many people, whether or not they are known for being musicians, have been included both immediately after their death and retrospectively. Blues musician Robert Johnson, who died in 1938, is one of the first figures to be later associated with it. Although the concept originally focused on musicians, later accounts also linked other celebrities. Actors Jonathan Brandis and Anton Yelchin and painter Jean-Michel Basquiat are sometimes included in lists. The Wikipedia page for the 27 Club used to include a list of, members, but it has since been removed from the article. And if you want to see a video featuring people generally considered members, the YouTube channel Hollywood Graveyard has a good video on that. And that's the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell. Any criticism is welcome, because I know I need to improve. My next video is going to be a bit of a tonal shift, because it is about the Simpsons episode, 22 short films about Springfield. And I will see you in the next video.
After causing a number of electric shock fatalities. Apparently, a production defect makes the MD2 short